Namaste. In the series of life skill videos that I am doing, today's topic is emotional intelligence at workplace. Now, what exactly is emotional intelligence? It is being intelligent about your emotions. Now, many of us spend a lot of time in our workplace, and the experiences that we have at the workplace has a lot of effect on our lives. So it is very important to understand and to discuss the emotional intelligence of leaders. Now, leaders need to be able to lead themselves first. See, leaders are also human beings. They also experience all kinds of emotions, whether it is anger, frustration, sadness. All human beings experience a full range of emotions. But when it comes to the expression of those emotions, a leader has to be very, very careful and critical. The reason behind that is the emotional state of the leader is contagious. So, if the leader is negative all of the time, that drives or affects the performance of the employees, and if the leader is negative all the time, the morale of the employees goes down. Whereas if the leader is emotionally intelligent and has a positive outlook on life and knows how to manage negativity, employees are more productive and happier too. Now, in a real kind of an situation at a workplace, most of the time this doesn't happen. In my experience at a workplace, I have seen lots of conflicts happening because of the lack of emotional intelligence of the leaders. I have even seen 30-year-old, 40-year-old men crying because of the lack of emotional intelligence of the leaders. Now, the reason why this happens is that majority of the time people are promoted to leadership positions because they are good at a certain task or they perform in the current position. But when it comes to handling people, they are not able to handle the people properly. So, before anybody takes up a leadership position, any kind of leadership position, whether it is an organization, whether it is in a school or a college, or even for that matter in a house, any kind of leadership position, there are certain things that the person who is holding that position needs to keep in his mind. Now, when it comes to emotional intelligence of the leaders, sometimes we see that there are certain leaders who are very good at it, very good at managing people, and because they are able to understand the people very well, because they are able to empathize with them, because they are able to motivate them, the performance of the work culture of that organization is very good. There are other cases also, because of the lack of emotional intelligence of the leaders, though we are having employees who are very proficient with very good IQ, they lack motivation and they just are waiting for a chance to get out of their organization. So why it happens? When you think about that, is it something that is genetic thing, or can we learn it? In most of the competencies, we have seen that everything is a combination of nature and nurture. There are some human beings or some people who are, they have an innate talent, we can say, at understanding people and handling people. But that doesn't mean that only those people who are having this innate capability, they are successful in handling people. This kind of skill can be developed also. Now, what are the things that you can do to develop emotional intelligence as leaders? First of all, first and foremost thing is, of course, to understand that you are not at the level of emotional intelligence that is needed for that job, and understand that you need to improve on yourself. So understanding that is very important. The second thing that can be done is, I should call it a breathing technique. There are conflicting situations in a workplace. You are not happy about something, things are not moving in the way you want. There are problematic people, there are problematic situations. But before reacting to any kind of a situation, if you practice this breathing technique, 90% of the problem will be solved. So the breathing technique is, first thing, to inhale, as deep as you can, slowly, and then same way exhale as deep as you can. This can be repeated about 6 to 9 times, and believe me, it shifts your physiology, and 90% of your anger or your frustration disappears with this breathing technique. Second technique that can be used by leaders is, name what you're feeling. This doesn't mean that you have to shout at the top of your voice or you have to make it public. Just within yourself, talk to yourself and say that, what are you feeling inside? I'm feeling angry. If you're feeling angry, just say to yourself and that, I'm feeling angry. Accept that you're feeling angry. Now when you say this to yourself, the energy shifts from the part of the brain that feels it to the part that manages it. So it makes a lot of difference. The third thing you can do is to practice mindfulness. Now, how to practice mindfulness? That is to control your mind or bring your focus to your breath, not allowing your mind to wander, and keep it there. This can be done for 10 to 20 minutes every day. Of course, as any other skill or any other thing, habit, this will not come easily. It has to have, you have to practice that. So every day for about 10 to 20 minutes, if we practice this, we can actually catch our mind wandering and bring it back, which will further strengthen our mind to stay focused and avoid distractions. So when you first start mindfulness, it will be very difficult. We feel that our mind will be like a ping pong ball. There will be it will be popping in various directions, and we will find it very difficult to bring it. But as the time progresses, we will be able to control our mind, and by controlling our mind, we will be able to control our emotions. Now, here I would like to mention about Daniel Goleman, who is an internationally known psychologist and a science journalist, who is known as the father of emotional intelligence. Now, what Daniel says is that emotional intelligence is a competence, a workplace ability that makes you stand out from others, and there is a set of around a dozen competencies within the domain of emotional intelligence, including empathy, adaptability, being able to stay positive, being able to inspire others, and keep your eyes on the goal without getting distracted. So, I hope the points that I have discussed here will be useful for all the members who are holding some kind of a leadership position. Thank you.